Hello, welcome to MEC TV, the place to bring out the best in your child. Today we are interviewing Ms. Cristina Perla, Learning Disabilities Teacher Consultant in New Jersey, as well as the founder of the Pearl of Education. Today we are so excited to have her because we are going to be talking about transition planning for our students who are graduating from high school and or turning 21. Cristina, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell me, what exactly is transition planning?
So transition planning is really looking at a student's areas of interest, their goals for what they want to do when they leave whatever public school they're a part of. So they can leave when they technically graduate after 12th grade, they can take another year, or they can graduate when they're 21. They look at areas of strength, they look at opportunities for growth, and kind of figure out, or they start to think about a plan and all the steps that need to happen in order for them to be successful upon graduating, whatever that may be. So,
Awesome. So when should parents start thinking about transition planning for students who are graduating or turning 21?
So it's interesting because the IEP looks at transition at the age of 14. However, I really think that you should start thinking about it when a child is 12 to 13, because when a child is 18, they're then their own legal guardian, right? And so if you need a student to get, let's say, like speech therapy or OT, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on, but if you're looking for them to get services later on in life, they need to be Medicaid eligible. And in order for them to be Medicaid eligible, they have to have Social Security. Social Security will go back at a minimum of 5 years. So if you're thinking 18, you're looking really at 13 to see what the kid has in terms of finances. Do they have stocks in their name? Do they have bonds in their name? Do they have savings accounts? Do they have accounts specifically for college? All of that information will then count against them when trying to apply for Social Security. In a dream world, you should only have about $999 in a kid's account. If you have more than that, Social Security will probably look at you and deny you.
Wow.
Yeah, so what I found in the last couple of years, a lot of parents and grandparents are really great because as soon as the child is born, they want to get stocks and bonds and all these savings accounts for their kids. The parents don't even realize that the kids have. So once they're starting to apply for Social Security Administration, then all of these additional accounts are coming out. So it's really important to have very honest conversations with your family members and extended family to say, like, what did you put in my child's name? And how can we then transfer it over into like a special ed savings bond in order for or a special ed trust, so this way they can still get access to the money later on in life, but it won't count against them for services and such.
Wow, that is awesome information, and I'm pretty sure parents don't even think about that.
Right, exactly. They think about, I mean, for parents, they're thinking about their day-to-day. You know, how do I get my child to vocalize what they want today? How do I get my child to go from point A to point B independently? They're not thinking about, oh wow, I have this amount of money and now my child is not going to get services when he's 18 or 21 because of what I did in the past for him. So it's important to just like always have that on the forefront, because from 13, 14 to 18 or 13, 14 to 21, it literally comes up in a blink of an eye, and it's a lot of information. So
I think you kind of touched on the aspects of transition planning that parents often miss. Is there something else that they should be looking at in terms of not necessarily financially, but just socially or academically, or just life skills training that they should be thinking about starting at that 12 to 13 age range?
I think parents, for the most part, do a really good job of making sure that academically their kids have what they need, right? Like, are they in the appropriate English class? Are they in the appropriate math class? Can my kid multiply? Can my kid write a simple sentence? And so on and so forth. But a lot of times at home, a lot of parents are saying, oh, well, you know, my kid doesn't know how to do the laundry, or my kid doesn't know how to cook, but they can maybe use the microwave. And it's, you know, I think it's very like motherly to say, you know what, honey, like, you've had a hard day at school, let me fix you dinner. And so we're saying the exact opposite. Like, your child should be cooking with you. Your child should be That's reading fluency, it's sequencing, it's reading comprehension, it's following a recipe, you've got math in there, but it's also really giving them those higher level skills when they essentially leave the nest per se. We want to make sure that our children are able to remember to turn off the gas when they're done using a burner, and so on and so forth. So we need to really start teaching them at a young age to be able to do that.
Exactly, that's amazing. So for parents who have students who are currently going through the transition planning process, what are some action steps they can take today to get started with transition planning?
I think the first thing is interviewing probably at least 2 or 3 attorneys. Your attorney is going to be your best friend, and they're going to walk you through the entire process. So it's really important that you have somebody that you know and somebody that you trust, because a lot of it can be very overwhelming. Social Security is known to deny. Sometimes Medicaid is that way as well, so you have to be very tenacious, and you have to have a team of people that are really willing to go the extra mile with you. I think also making sure that you have a strong relationship with your child's case manager is key through this process, because your case manager will work with your attorney to really get you to where you need to be. Making sure that you're signing a release of records in order for them to be able to communicate, making sure that you're asking as many questions as possible. No question is too small or too big. And so just really developing positive relationships with people that are then going to guide you through the process, I think, is crucial.
Yes, that's amazing. And when you say case manager, you are talking about that person at the school level.
Yeah, the person at the school level who's writing the IEP. So that person should be well versed in what the IEP details out, what the teachers are doing. They should know your child inside and out, their ability levels, their strengths, their opportunities for growth. They should know what they want to do. So say a child wants to be like a steamboat captain, or a child wants to work as somebody in the back of the house at a restaurant. Like, we need to be able to get and develop goals and objectives for them to be able to do that and to be successful. So your case manager would be the person in the school district that would help, and then your attorney would be the person outside of the school district that would help as well.
Right. Well, thank you so very much for this awesome information. Is there any last tidbits of information or any last tips that you want to give parents in terms of transition planning?
I would say the first thing is making sure that you're keeping a binder of all of the information that you have, and I would even tab it off, like evaluation. So make sure that you have everything you need. So you would need your neurodevelopmental evaluation in there, your educational, your psychological, the social. Even if the social was done in middle school, you'll need the social. Keep all the evaluations in one spot. Keep all of the IEPs in one spot. If you have letters from doctors, it's really important that you have that information as well. Because the last thing that you need to be doing later on is scrambling for all this information and not have access to it. So I would even make a couple copies of it, but always have at least one copy of it somewhere, that it's yours, you're not giving it to anybody else. It's important that you have that information. And also, it's important to start thinking about not only how is your child going to get services, but also how are they going to get from point A to point B? Are you going to travel train with them? Are you going to give them information for Access Link? Are they going to use public transportation? Mm-hmm. Just really working through all of the different steps that it takes. You need to really think about, if you're taking your child and dropping them in the middle of an island, would they be successful without you? And if the answer is no, then you have to develop a plan with your school in order to get them to be successful in whatever way, shape, or form.
Exactly. Well, thank you so very much, Ms. Perla, for joining us on MEC TV today. Is there a place where we can reach you if they have questions?
Sure. You can visit my website. It's thepearlofeducation.com, and my contact information is on there.
All right, so we'll make sure to put that up so that you can contact Cristina Perla. Thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you so much. I had a great time.